Ancient humans never hit the gym, never laced up running shoes, never tracked their steps, never blocked out Tuesday and Thursday mornings for leg day. The whole idea of deliberately working out, setting aside time specifically to stay fit, that concept simply didn't exist for most of human history. And here's the wild part: they were in dramatically better shape than we are. I'm not guessing. The bones don't lie. Pre-agricultural skeletons consistently show higher bone density than modern humans. The muscle attachment sites, those rough patches on bone where muscles anchor in, are noticeably more pronounced in ancient remains. That means bigger, stronger muscles. On everyday people. Not warriors, not kings, ordinary folks. Biomechanical analysis of ancient leg bones shows movement patterns that most competitive athletes today never even achieve. Let that sink in. These weren't special people. No evidence of elite status, no signs of unusually good nutrition, just regular ancient humans. And their bones are putting modern gym goers to shame. So how does that happen? How does a species with zero fitness equipment end up in better shape than us? The answer changes how you think about exercise entirely. Here's the distinction nobody talks about, and it's the key to everything. Modern exercise is deliberate. It has a start time and an end time. You do it to get fit, and then when it's done, you sit, you drive, you desk work, you couch. The rest of your day is just the rest of your day. Ancient physical activity was different. It wasn't a session, it was just life. Walking to where you needed to go, carrying what you needed to carry, moving through uneven terrain, crouching, climbing, pulling, lifting, not as a workout, but because that's what surviving required. Ancient humans had essentially zero deliberate exercise, but they had constant physical activity. And biologically, those are not the same thing, even if the calorie burn looks similar on paper. The human body didn't evolve expecting to sit for 10 hours and then sprint on a treadmill for 30 minutes. It evolved expecting continuous, varied, moderate movement as the baseline. That's what every system in your body was calibrated for. The Hadza people of Tanzania, one of the most studied modern forager groups and our closest window into ancestral life, walk 10 to 19 kilometers every single day. Not as exercise, just as daily life. But here's what makes it interesting. That walking isn't flat pavement. It's slopes, loose ground, dense brush. It involves constant direction changes, crouching to check tracks, climbing for food, squatting, reaching. The movement variety is relentless. That variety is actually the whole point. Your musculoskeletal system evolved in an environment where every single day included dozens of different movement patterns. Not the same 4 exercises on a cable machine, but the full 3-dimensional movement vocabulary that actually navigating the world demands. And then there's carrying. Hunter-gatherers carry constantly. Food, water, children, tools. Loaded walking recruits your trunk, your shoulders, your hips in ways that unloaded walking just doesn't. You can see the evidence in ancient bones. The specific bone thickening from sustained load-bearing is right there in the archaeological record. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. When you do a hard workout, especially high intensity, your body spikes cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart rate shoots up. Your sympathetic nervous system kicks in. That's an acute stress response. And after, your body recovers. It rebuilds. Muscle protein synthesis, bone remodeling, cardiovascular adaptation. That's how exercise makes you fitter. The stress signals to your body, hey, we need more capacity. And during recovery, your body delivers. That mechanism is real. That's why exercise works. But here's the thing. That acute stress recovery cycle is a fundamentally different signal than what ancient humans were sending their bodies every day. Continuous, moderate activity, walking, foraging, carrying, doesn't spike cortisol the same way. It sends a different message entirely. It tells your body, we are being used, constantly, across a huge range of movements. Keep everything maintained. And that signal, that's actually the primary driver of some of the most important health processes in your body. Mitochondrial biogenesis, your body building new mitochondria in muscle cells, which is the foundation of metabolic health and insulin sensitivity. That's driven primarily by chronic low to moderate activity, not by your Saturday HIIT class. Resting heart rate, arterial flexibility, Baseline cardiovascular health, same story. Bone density across your whole skeleton, not just the spots hit by your specific workout movements, same thing. Modern people who exercise, even regularly, spend the overwhelming majority of their waking hours sedentary. 2 hours of structured workouts per week is trying to replace what used to be a constant background signal, and it just doesn't fully work. Studies consistently show that people who stay active throughout their daily lives have better health outcomes than people who exercise the same amount but sit the rest of the time. This isn't me saying don't work out. Resistance training, high-intensity cardio, interval work, those produce real adaptations that casual activity alone won't give you. Strength gains, cardiovascular capacity, specific metabolic benefits, all real, all valuable. But they are not a replacement for baseline continuous movement. They're an addition to it. Now here's a part that doesn't get nearly enough attention. Kids in traditional societies, and honestly, kids even 50 years ago, spent most of their waking hours in outdoor physical play. Not organized sports, not PE class, just free, unstructured, chaotic outdoor play. Running, climbing, jumping, wrestling, throwing. That movement vocabulary is developmentally massive. Bone density in adulthood is substantially determined by the physical loading your bones receive during childhood and adolescence. Bone is most responsive to that loading stimulus while it's still growing. That window closes. The cardiovascular baseline you carry into your 40s is partly a product of how active you were as a kid. The neuromuscular coordination you have, your body awareness, injury resilience, movement competency, a huge chunk of that was built in childhood. Ancient kids were physically active because they had nothing else to do. No screens, no cars, unoccupied time defaulted to movement. That's it. Today, kids are sedentary at levels that have never existed before in human history. Screen-based indoor childhood is producing skeletal, cardiovascular, and metabolic profiles in children that would have been alarming anomalies in any previous era. The long-term consequences of that are just starting to show up in the data. One more thing, this one almost never comes up in fitness content. Ancient humans didn't just move more, they also rested differently. After a full day of sustained moderate physical activity, the sleep that follows is qualitatively different. Deep sleep, slow wave sleep, the stage where your body actually repairs itself and releases growth hormone, is more abundant and more restorative after physically active days than after sedentary ones. Growth hormone during deep sleep is what drives muscle repair, bone remodeling, tissue recovery. That's the anabolic response your body needs. And it goes both ways. More activity leads to better sleep. Better sleep leads to better physical restoration from that activity. The modern pattern breaks both sides of this. You do an intense workout, then you sit all day. Then you sleep badly because of artificial light, irregular schedules, screens before bed. The workout gave you an anabolic signal. The bad sleep cut off the anabolic response, and the sedentary day eliminated the chronic baseline signal that would have been maintaining your systems in the background anyway. It's not one problem, it's 3 problems compounding each other. So here's the actual takeaway. The goal isn't just to find time to exercise. The goal is to understand that your body expects continuous movement as its baseline operating condition, and that a few sessions per week, however intense, are a partial substitute at best. Move more throughout your actual day. Sit less. Walk when you can. Carry things. Take the stairs. Get outside. And then yes, also work out. Lift. Cardio. Intervals. All of it. But stop thinking of movement as the exception to your day. For most of human history, it was the whole day. Your body still thinks it is.